So rumors are spreading like wildfire, because it's the internet, that Switch 2 is somehow miraculously going to be on the Game Awards. And I'm like, I don't know. Now, Jeff Keighley does need something big to get everybody's attention, because most people don't watch the Game Awards anymore, because it was driven by game activists into the ground. Now, this year's Game Awards, most of the nominations are actually for good games, and the game activists have their own category, which is what they should have had at the beginning, instead of forcing everybody to adhere to their beliefs and ideology. I applaud them for that. They're actually giving them their own category. That's good. Most of the game nominations are what people wanted, outside of, you know, DLC for Elden Ring. But think about this honestly. Do you really believe the Switch 2 is going to be revealed at a Game Awards show? I don't think that's ever happened before, that Nintendo has actually revealed a game system at a Game Awards ceremony. Not to my knowledge. You know, some big games, yeah. But a console? I mean, E3 is gone, and Tokyo Game Show has already come and gone, so that was really their last big opportunity. You have to remember, too, that Jeff Keighley, well, he likes money. So when he did his Summer Game Fest, the really big reveals were very expensive for game publishers to have, like, even a few minutes of screen time. And Nintendo actually shied out of that, and they did their own Nintendo Direct around that week, or at the end of the month, I don't really remember. And they did all their big reveals for the year and into 2025 then, you know, which made sense because it was a Nintendo Direct. So, no, I don't believe that the Switch successor will be revealed at the Game Awards, but it would definitely turn a lot of heads if it happened. Now, why are people ramping up and talking about the Switch 2 being revealed soon? Because we know it's being revealed soon. Woo! Yeah, baby! For the past 6 months, Nintendo has been hyping up that their new system is coming soon, and they'll reveal it eventually. But in the meantime, they wanted to tell us about theme parks and some games that probably won't really be optimized well on the Switch, like Donkey Kong and Xenoblade Chronicles X, and whatever other ports they have coming out to the Switch next year. And I hate to be the guy to tell you this, they're not balancing problems, they're problems with the hardware itself. The Switch consists of hardware and tech specs from 2015 and 16, and well, those aren't very upgradable or really patchable in this day and age. And a lot of people are having problems with various Switch games, not just third-party and second-party, some first-party slowdowns as well, because the Switch is just outdated. Did you guys know that 8 years ago, October 20th of 2016, was the first reveal of the Nintendo Switch? And the reason why they revealed it so quickly is because of the failing sales of the Wii U. Now, Nintendo's not in that same boat again, and the Wii U was an absolute dumpster fire of a marketing campaign. The system was good. I really enjoyed the Wii U tremendously, and Amber and I covered that system all through its entire lifespan until the Switch came out, and it had some great games. In fact, a lot of those great games were ported over to the Switch, and they became even greater. So why hasn't Nintendo really talked a lot about the Switch successor? Well, some of that has to do with the pandemic that happened. If you don't know this or not, usually Nintendo consoles, home consoles, is about a 5 to 6 year window before they release. So you get your new Nintendo system, and then 5 to 6 years later, you get your next one. That's usually how Nintendo did things with consoles. And with portables, well, that could go anywhere between 10 years between, or only 3 or 4 years. It all depended. But the Switch was a hybrid of basically the Nintendo DS and the Wii U. So it brought the travel ability of the Nintendo DS, which, you know, people love that portable system, and the 3DS. And then it combined it with the home console of the Wii U. And hence you had the first hybrid video game system, the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo started the hybrid idea with the Wii U, but, well, let's just say that it didn't really work very well because the system and the tablet, or whatever you want to call it, had to be around the same area in order for it to work. If you went too far out of the zone, well, then it would cut out. But if a family member was watching TV, you could easily pop a game in and play it on your, Wii U gamepad, and off you went. There was a headphone jack, boom, good. You could even watch movies like from Crunchyroll and Hulu and stuff on there as well. And I believe Netflix was on that service too. I mostly watched Crunchyroll, so I can't tell you about some of the other stuff. But the Wii U was a very useful system. So Nintendo combined those ideas for the Switch, and boom. The reason why the Wii U failed, though, was because marketing. And people are still very nervous about what Nintendo is going to do with the Switch successor, because they could create another Wii U disaster. If they named the Switch successor anything other than Switch 2 or something completely different, it's going to create brand confusion, because most consumers, especially parents, no offense, they're not very smart, and not all of them are gamers. So when the Wii U came out, a lot of people thought it was a peripheral for the Wii, and it was a disaster. And it's not just Americans. People in Europe, too, didn't know what the heck the system was. Only people in Japan knew it was a successor because, let's face it, Japanese people are smarter than Westerners. It's true. So 8 years later, since the reveal of the Switch in 2016, what is Nintendo doing? Like, no one really understands what they're thinking. Every once in a while, we get a little bit of news from Nintendo Japan where they say, hey, the Switch successor will be backwards compatible with all Switch games. Hey, the Switch successor is going to have all these fancy specs that you've seen in PS4 Pro. And maybe PS5. Maybe. The Switch successor will be a hybrid, too. And it will have games. And it's like, okay, so when are you releasing it? And Nintendo's like, we just want you to know that this Nintendo Direct will not be about the Switch successor. However, we are going to talk to you about theme parks. However, we are going to talk to you about Wii U ports. That's what their Nintendo Directs have been for a while. And people are just kind of like, give me the meat and potatoes of this thing! Why? And I'm in that boat too. But the internet, I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to strike down some of your things. A lot of the people on the internet and some YouTubers are saying the Switch 2 is going to be revealed in February or January of 2025, and then it's going to release in the spring or early summer, like May or June. And it's like, no, it doesn't work that way. And you're like, why, Kwing? Why doesn't it work that way? Because you have to have time to market the system. If you're releasing the system in the summer or May of 2025, let's say that, you would need to reveal the system now in December, because that gives time to build up momentum and hype from the press, as well as to get your consumers, the people who are going to buy your product, actually knowledge that it's coming out. Now, December is prime real estate because there's not really a lot going on. So Nintendo right now could basically capitalize on so much free press. YouTubers would be making videos like this. There'd be people on Twitter and all kinds of social media I'm probably not aware of, and TikTok until that's illegal, you know, talking about the Switch successor. And people will start to speculate and be like, ooh, you know, because that's what happens with new technology. But if they do that early 2025, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to basically, I would say, the noise from PlayStation and Xbox will basically drown out any hype that Nintendo has for their next system, because they have a lot of really cool things cooking. And right now, the only thing people are talking about Nintendo is ports of Wii U and Wii games for the Switch, outside of Metroid Prime 4, which was supposed to be a Wii U game or a Switch release game, and it never happened. So, yeah, now is the time to do this, Nintendo, whether you announce an emergency Nintendo Direct because your fiscal year is starting in the spring of 2025. And fellow YouTubers, just so you know how marketing works, if you announce a system in the winter of that year, it's not going to release until the fall of that year. It's just not enough time to make it in line with summer. If you're releasing a system in the spring of the next year, then you need to reveal your system in the fall, or what would be considered the winter, like December, November, holiday, for a spring release, because that's what Switch did. Switch revealed it in October of 2016, and then boom, it came out in the spring. It was relatively 6 months from the announcement to, hey, this is happening now. And with the Switch successor, you kind of have to do the same thing. There's no news happening right now in the game industry because everybody's getting ready to go to break. If Nintendo drops this bomb at the Game Awards, they win 2024. I know that's kind of juvenile, but it would be a big deal, because then people going into 2025 going to have all this hype and imagination about what the Switch successor is going to be. And they don't even have to have a trailer. You just need to, like, go to your thing and say, by the way, gamers, spring of 2025, just post it on the Nintendo Twitter or something like that. And that would get people, like, basically devouring their hand. Like, oh, a new Nintendo system. So, I mean, that's what I would do. Otherwise, if they reveal the thing in the winter, it's not going to come out until the fall. And by then, I mean, their competitors have a lot of stuff. So if you want to get above the competitors, Nintendo, you got to reveal this thing before the end of the year. That's just how marketing works. You've done it before with the Wii U. You did it before with the Wii. Except the Wii had a full year before it came out compared to when it was revealed. And you did the same thing with the N64. So, you know, if history is any indication, then that's where we're going. But anyway, people, that's it. That's all. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. In the comment section below, tell me, do you think that somehow, miraculously, that the Switch successor is going to be revealed at the Game Awards, or Nintendo's going to surprise us with a Nintendo Direct? Or do you think the system won't be showcased until, like, winter of 2025 with a fall or late summer release date? You can also tell me that, too. I'll see you guys live later today with more awesome Indiana Jones goodness, and of course, Marvel Rivals. And we'll be looking at some Nintendo games again, coming early 2025. Alright, people, have a great rest of your day. Until we meet again, God bless and happy gaming. I'll see you guys later today.